Fund to accelerate grassroots development. Nigeria Governors Forum unveils Leadership Academy, backs FG's fiscal, education, security reforms. Ogun State government charges private school owners to embrace technology for sustainable development. Ex-Philippine President Duterte to face trial on crimes against humanity charges.
And on business news tonight, Federal Account Allocation Committee shares 2.04 trillion naira match revenue amid stronger inflows. Details of this much later in the news. I am Simiat Abaru. Stay with us.
And from the world of sports, FIFA rejects United States' proposal to replace Iran with Italy at 2026 World Cup. This and more much later on the news. I am Moses or Jewumi. Stay with us.
Your present circumstances don't determine where you can go. They merely determine where you start. Don't forget you can watch us live on Facebook at OGTV and Ogun State Television, YouTube at OGTV Abeokuta, and an OGTV website www.ogtv.com.ng/live. For the latest news and reports, check us on these platforms: X at Ogun TV, Instagram at Ogun State Television, or download OGTV app on Apple Store and Google Play Store. And now to the news. President Bola Tinubu has approved a 17 billion naira community-based National Social Action Fund aimed at accelerating grassroots development across Nigeria's 8,804 political wards, in a move aimed at deepening local participation in service delivery and improving socio-economic outcomes. The initiative, announced in a statement in Abuja by the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and signed by Ado Bako, Assistant Director of Information and Public Relations, will be implemented through a newly established task force designed to drive community-led interventions nationwide. According to the statement, each ward will work with a verified community-based organization to identify and execute priority projects tailored to local needs. The coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Mohammed Pate, said the program represents a shift towards decentralized development. He added that the scope of interventions reflects urgent grassroots needs across sectors. The statement said implementation will run from March to December 2026, with a program management unit domiciled in the ministry's sector-wide approach coordination office overseeing execution. Funding for the initiative will be drawn from a ring-fenced intervention account managed by the Federal Ministry of Finance and the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. The task force will be chaired by the Health Minister and include key officials from finance, humanitarian services, procurement, and anti-corruption agencies. The new fund builds on earlier reforms, including the creation of the Social Action Fund in 2023 and a community-based procurement platform introduced in January 2026. The Nigeria Governors Forum has unveiled a new leadership academy and expressed support for ongoing fiscal and education reforms to strengthen governance, improve revenue mobilization, and expand access to quality education nationwide. At its first 2026 meeting in Abuja, the governors received presentations from the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Taiwo Oyedele, and the Minister of Education, Tunji Lausa, on tax reforms, revenue performance, and plans to expand basic and secondary education infrastructure. In a communique signed by its chairman, Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak of Kwara State, the forum reaffirmed its commitment to partnering with the federal government to effectively implement policies that strengthen state capacity and improve service delivery. The forum also discussed reforms to broaden the taxpayer base, improve compliance, and ease the burden on basic consumption. Governors reaffirmed their commitment to working in close partnership with the Honorable Minister to advance shared physical objectives in the interest of all Nigerians. The governors reaffirmed their collective commitment to working in close partnership with the federal government to advance the shared objectives discussed, including expanding access to quality education and ensuring that resources reach the communities that need them most. The governors said the Leadership Academy will be established as a new directorate within the Secretariat to serve as a flagship platform for subnational leadership development. In a bid to ensure that religious schools across Ogun State are also repositioned to provide qualitative education to the citizenry, the Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abayomi Arigbabu, has charged school owners to adopt technology as a necessary mechanism that would transform their schools into centers of excellence. Professor Arigbabu gave this charge during the 2026 Education Summit of the League of Muslim School Proprietors, LIMS, Ogun State Chapter, with the theme, Redefining Quality Education in Muslim Schools, Excellence, Value and Global Competence, held in Abeokuta. Arigbabu reiterated that the present administration has prioritized provision of qualitative and accessible education to the citizenry, hence the introduction of technology to drive the entire sector. He assured that the Dapo Abiodun-led administration will not leave any stone unturned in ensuring that both public and private schools key into the new wave of transformation to ensure that the entire education sector of the state is revitalized.
As Muslim school owners, you incorporate all this into the children, and right from the entrance of your school, people should see that type of model in your arrangement. So that's the type of thing we want to be models that we can be very proud of.
Speaking, the chairman of the occasion, Alhaji Abdulhamid Omo, said that qualitative education is all about its output, which enables the recipients to live happily, fulfilled and independent religious lives, adding that it would also ascertain a peaceful and progressive society. Meanwhile, the Ogun State government has commended Babcock University for setting up an artificial intelligence innovation venture that would enhance students' competence, make them become research-focused, and nurture their ideas. Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abayomi Arigbabu, gave this commendation during the 2026 Artificial Intelligence and Babcock Innovation Venture Summit held in the school premises at Ekperu, describing the initiative as apt. He noted that the present administration's technological innovation in education has repositioned the entire sector, making it a model to other states of the Federation. Speaking, the President and Vice Chancellor, Babcock University, Professor Afolarin Ojewole, said the institution is adopting a new system of education that transcends transferring of knowledge to unraveling the innate abilities of students. And still on education, all public and private primary and secondary schools, as well as government technical colleges in Ogun State, are to resume for third term 2025-2026 academic session on Monday, 27th April 2026. According to a statement by the Ogun State Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, this is in line with the state's approved school calendar for 2025-2026 academic session. Parents and guardians are enjoined to prepare their wards for immediate resumption as academic work will start without any delay, the statement concluded. The third matriculation ceremony of Alethea University at Goiwe, Ogun State for the 2025-2026 academic session holds on Friday, 24th April 2026 at the College of Olomaki University campus from 10 in the morning. The Vice-Chancellor, Alethea University, Professor Olukayode Akinyemi, in a statement announced that 264 fresh students will be inducted into the institution. The university has also received approval from the National Universities Commission to offer 17 new courses, including law, information communications, and nursing. And away from education now, the Ogun State House of Assembly Committee on Environment has conducted an inspection tour of steel and metal manufacturing and recycling industries in the Ogtv Industrial Cluster, following a petition by the Eco Advocacy Literacy and Environmental Restoration Organization over alleged environmental pollution and industrial nuisances. Led by its chairman, Honorable Samsudeen Lawal, the committee visited key companies to assess compliance with environmental standards and review relevant documents, including environmental impact assessment reports. Kolawole Osho report is presented in this package.
Leading all the members of the Committee on Environment on the tour of steel and metal manufacturing and recycling industries in the Ogtv Industrial Cluster, following a petition by the Eco Advocacy Literacy and Environmental Restoration Organization. The chairman, Honorable Samsudeen Lawal, said the inspection focused on key concerns raised in the petition. These include persistent air pollution involving smoke, metallic particles and dust, excessive industrial noise, improper waste disposal and possible contamination of soil and water sources affecting host communities. While examining the physical environment of the facilities and evaluating measures put in place by the companies to control emission considered hazardous to both workers and residents, the committee reviewed relevant documents, including environmental impact assessment report, environmental audit records, community development agreement, corporate social responsibility commitment, as well as policies on staff welfare and waste management. Speaking with journalists after the tour, the Vice Chairman, Honorable Lukman Adeleye, expressed concern over some of the observations made during the inspection, noting that the issues raised by the petitioners require thorough scrutiny.
We have taken records, we have taken video, we have taken oral evidences, we have taken documentary evidences. We have also looked at some, we have talked about the environment. First impression, we said last November, right from the entrance, terrible.
He stated that the committee would proceed with further investigations, engage relevant government agencies, and produce a comprehensive report with findings and recommendations, while ensuring environmental safety and public health are upheld.
And still ahead, Senate seeks campaign suspension in 8 northern states to curb growing security concern. More news and reports when we return. You're still watching the comprehensive news right here on the OGTV, the People's Daily. The Senate has urged the federal government to consider far-reaching emergency measures, including the possible suspension of political activities in 8 frontline states as insecurity continues to escalate across parts of the country. The call, which underscores growing concern within the National Assembly over renewed insurgent offensives, followed a point of order raised by the lawmaker representing Bauchi Central Abdul Ningi during plenary. Ningi's warning comes amid a resurgence of attacks by Boko Haram insurgents in the northeast, including coordinated assaults on military formations and fresh threats issued against any forceful rescue attempts of abducted civilians. The upper chamber, in a related resolution, called on the federal government to intensify efforts to secure the release of 416 women, children, and elderly persons reportedly held captives by insurgents in Borno State since March 30, 2026. The resolution followed the consideration of a motion titled Urgent Need to Curb Attacks on Military Formations by Boko Haram Insurgents, sponsored by Tahir Bungoyo and co-sponsored by Ali Undume and Kaka Lawan. Lawmakers further called on the Chief of Defense Staff and Service Chiefs to conduct a comprehensive operational and logistical audit of the affected military formations to identify and address gaps in equipment and operational strategy. They also urged the armed forces to strengthen adherence to rules of engagement and international humanitarian law, and to thoroughly investigate allegations of harm to civilians during military operations. Supporters of President Bola Tinubu and Senator Olamilekan Adeola have staged a rally in Ekpokia local government area of Ogun State to further underscore the support of their followers within the constituency, spearheaded by a support group called Caucus 7202. Other aspirants in the local government also seized the opportunity of the rally to canvass support in the 2027 general elections and the primaries of the Ogun State All Progressives Congress APC. Our reporter Adibola Oshomoji was part of the rally held at Ekpokia Local Government Primary School. Our report.
The rally ground at Ekpokia Local Government Primary School in Ekpokia was filled with enthusiastic supporters, party loyalists, and community stakeholders who turned out in large numbers to show solidarity with Senator Solomon Olamilekan Adeola. Addressing the crowd, Senator Adeola, who was represented by Caucus 7202 Director General Olasheni, expresses appreciation for the support, reiterating his commitment to the development of Ogun West and the state at large, particularly in the areas of infrastructure, education, and youth empowerment.
It's for no other reason but for the support and love that people have for distinguished Senator Adeola Yayi. And then the only reason that is there is because of the way he has been working exceedingly well as a senator representing this senatorial zone. Distinguished Senator Adeola Yayi has contributed a lot to the infrastructural development of this senatorial zone. And this is a way of seeing organic people coming out to appreciate the distinguished senator.
The rally featured the presence of other political aspirants from Ekpokia State Constituency who were introduced to the crowd and used the opportunity to connect with supporters and outline their ambitions ahead of the party's primaries.
You can see that various groups across the local government are coming together to ensure that they have a voice in the enthronement of Senator Solomon Olamilekan Adeola Yayi.
The presence of youth groups, women associations, and grassroots mobilizers further underscored the depth of support within the constituency. Some party faithful note that their continued participation reflects a shared belief in a sustained development and effective representation.
It is the convergence of all support groups across the local government who are Yayi enthusiasts who have come back today to appreciate God for allowing Yayi to emerge as the consensus candidate.
What we are witnessing today is a demonstration of love, is signify acceptance of the candidature of Senator Olamilekan Yayi.
The peaceful gathering underscores ongoing political engagement in the areas of our stakeholders, continued consultations, and mobilization effort in preparation for the 2027 general elections. Adibola Oshomoji, OGTV News.
To provide quality representation for the people of Yewa North Constituency 1, Oladayo Aino has declared his intention to contest for a seat in the Ogun State House of Assembly. Aino made the official declaration at the local government party secretariat of the All Progressives Congress in the presence of party leaders and supporters. The event also featured the commissioning of 2 solar-powered borehole projects facilitated by Oladayo Aino. More details are presented in this report.
Demonstrating his commitment to grassroots development, Oladayo Aino responded to a request from a Lebutu community in Idofoyi, Yewa North local government area for improved access to water by providing a borehole facility. The same gesture was extended to Idofoyi, where another borehole project facilitated by Aino was commissioned by the APC chairman for Yewa North, Adekunle Adeosun. For residents of these communities, the projects bring relief after years of struggling to access potable water.
The river is too far. The man will enter the water for their place. I told the come to that place. I tell them, what I know, thank God today. They drown for me, they drown for God.
Earlier, Oladayo Aino visited the local government party secretariat to formally declare his intention to run for a seat in the Ogun State House of Assembly. Party chieftains in the local government expressed confidence in Aino's ability to deliver people-oriented representation and extend the dividends of democracy to the grassroots.
I have what it takes to be an honorable member of the State House of Assembly. Because it's very humble and the IQ is there, intelligent quotient is there. He knew what he should do to people. It's a grassroots board. From the family he was born, he happens to be a reliable family. And he's trying to emulate that family to perform very well. And he's doing very well now. He has done many good things.
Oladayo Aino says his ambition is driven by the desire to serve the interests of Yewa North State Constituency 1, align them with national priorities, and act as a bridge between the people and the government.
I believe there are technology inclusion, making sure our community thrive and
The official declaration marks the beginning of his consultations and mobilization efforts across Yewa North local government area.
Oluwasegun Adediran Joshua has declared his intention to contest in the 2027 general elections for a seat in the Ogun State House of Assembly representing Odeda State Constituency. Adediran made the declaration at a gathering held in Camp Odeda local government area of Ogun State. Ayodeji Tomori Olumi reports.
Members and leaders of All Progressives Congress across the 10 wards of Odeda local government gathered to receive Oluwasegun Adediran Joshua. Addressing supporters, Adediran formally declared his intention to run for a seat in the Ogun State House of Assembly representing Odeda State Constituency. He said his decision is driven by passion and a strong commitment to delivering the dividends of democracy while promising quality representation if given the mandate.
We believe in ourselves and we know ourselves that we have a lot of resources under our local government, and then the resources can be turned to something that can grow our economy in our other local government constituency. We know many things that can benefit our local government, that can bring development to our people, to our community. So I believe in myself to go ahead and represent my people.
Party leaders and members described Adediran's track record as a testament to his capability, expressing confidence that he would deliver beyond expectations if considered his requests.
I have known OAJ for quite some time now, and what I said about him is that he's a competent, reliable, and hard-working fellow. As a matter of fact, since he came into the politics of Odeda local government, he has shifted the political space forward.
He has performed beyond my imagination, so I am confident that if he's given the chance to represent us, he will not fumble.
He really worthy to be there. OAJ has a lot of plans for our people.
Through his initiative, he has done a whole lot of things across other local governments and Ogun State as a whole. So with everything he has done, with visible track record, he will be able to perform excellently.
The gathering also provided an opportunity for deliberations between the aspirant and party leaders within the local government. There was distribution of free items to supporters through the raffle draw. Ayodeji Tomori Oluwumi, OGTV News.
The Association of Doctors has conducted a comprehensive inspection visit to the Jacaranda Cancer Center as part of ongoing efforts to strengthen and ensure quality healthcare delivery across medical institutions. The visit focused on a detailed assessment of the hospital's facilities and equipment, while also evaluating the efficiency of healthcare delivery and the general environment of care provided to patients in a bid to promote continuous improvement in service quality and patient safety. Our reporter, Testimony Komolafe, reports.
A team of medical professionals from the Association of Doctors has visited the Jacaranda Cancer Center in Ibarra Housing Estate for an assessment of the facility. At a meeting with the hospital's management, officials presented an overview of the center, highlighting its organizational structure as well as its patient education and outreach programs. The inspection included an evaluation of medical equipment, service delivery, and patient care standards.
We are here to also help Jacaranda Cancer Center in actualizing their vision and also their mission in helping our people to have this condition treated, as cancer treated.
Dr. Von emphasized the need for regular monitoring to sustain quality service, improve patient outcomes, and strengthen public confidence in the healthcare system.
The intervention of Dr. Ken Delali and Jacaranda Cancer Center, his fees have been fairly reasonable, and that in itself has helped to further deepen the access to care. What you have here is a standard that you obtain in places where they know what they are doing. Let me just put it that way. Right from the reception, the conduct of the staff, the ambience, the personnel, even the facilities, they are top notch.
The management of the Jacaranda Cancer Center appreciated the visit, noting that such engagements help identify areas for improvement while reinforcing their commitment to quality healthcare delivery.
I find this curtain call as very instrumental and very instructive. It goes a long way to show that whenever we partner with people, particularly the very scarce resources of medical health care, we have to continue to find ways of celebrating them, making them feel a sense of belonging, make them understand that they're not all by themselves, that we are supporting them.
Jacaranda Cancer Center is a specialized oncology hospital founded in 2019 by specialists to provide comprehensive cancer care, including screening, diagnosis, chemotherapy, and palliative treatment. Testimony Komlafe, OGTV News.
Residents of Abeokuta and its environs now have a new destination for quality and convenient shopping following the opening of Kadmat Mega Store along Imo Shapmo Road. The Ogun State business landscape has continued to expand as the multi-purpose retail outlet opens its doors, with stakeholders describing it as a boost to local commerce and employment opportunities. Olaide Oloyeshulwade reports.
The mega opening of Kadmat Mega Store begins with prayers as clerics seek divine blessings for growth, success, and sustained impact on the community. The ceremony progresses with a symbolic ribbon cutting, officially unveiling the store as a one-stop shopping hall designed to meet diverse customer needs. Owned by Alaja Adijat Adejoke Kimbola, the mega store reflects years of entrepreneurial experience, as the proprietor is recognized for a strong presence in fashion, premium fabrics, and retail business across Lagos and Ogun State. Speaking at the event, Alajat Adijat Akimbola expresses gratitude to God and all supporters, noting that the vision behind the project is to provide quality product at affordable prices, while also creating employment opportunities.
This is my 25 years in business. I don't want my people to stress anymore. They should just come down. They don't need to go to Lagos. I'm bringing Lagos to Abeokuta, and they should come in and come and check our price. We have affordable price. I do wholesales. I bring this business down because, I'm going to employ some people too. At least here we have about 12 staff here. So I believe it's going to help this Ogun State economy. My advice for people staying in Abeokuta is that they should come in, they should come and shop here, they should come and see we have affordable, our price is very friendly.
Cardmart Mega Store features a wide range of items, including clothing for all ages and various home appliances, positioning it as a convenient shopping destination for residents. Guests at the event toured the facility and engaged in shopping, commending its organization, product variety, and accessibility.
It's going to be a great blessing to all our Abeokuta indigents. Instead of us to be moving to Lagos or Ibadan for this kind of shop like this, it's going to be a good method for us.
At least people seeing it and then they are commending the builder. So it's a compliment to me.
I followed my mom to this place and I wanted to patronize them too.
The opening of the mega store is expected to stimulate commercial activities in the area while offering a modern retail experience to the growing population of Abeokuta. Olaide Oloye Soluade, OGTV News.
Women in the deaf community in Ogun State are calling for stronger unity, selflessness, and mutual support as they join the rest of the world to mark this year's International Women's Day. Speaking at a celebration organized by the Women Wing of the Ogun State Association of the Deaf, stakeholders stressed that empowering one another through giving remains key to personal growth and societal development. Ekem Agu reports.
International Women's Day for the Deaf is marked with a renewed commitment to inclusion and shared progress as participants gather under the theme Give to Win. The event brings together deaf women from across Ogun State, highlighting the importance of giving through skills, knowledge, and compassion as a pathway to collective advancement. Activities at the celebration include interactive sessions, motivational talks, and skills-sharing engagements designed to encourage women to support one another and contribute meaningfully to society. Chairperson of the association, Folashade Ogunbiyi, alongside other leaders, emphasizes that giving, whether through time, knowledge, or resources, remains a vital tool for personal development and community growth. Representing the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, Yinka Oyeledu comments the initiative while drawing attention to the need for greater inclusion and equal opportunities for women living with disabilities. Participants also underscored the importance of recognition, inclusion, and equal access to opportunities, noting that women living with disabilities have valuable contributions to make in society. The event further serves as a platform to sensitize the public to challenges faced by deaf women while advocating policies that promote accessibility and inclusiveness. Nkem Agu, OGTV News.
Senior Tabaru is standing by for business news after this break.
Hello and welcome to the business segment of the news. The Federation Account Allocation Committee shared a total of 2.04 trillion naira as revenue for March 2026, reflecting a 150 billion naira increase from the 1.89 trillion naira distributed in February amid stronger statutory inflows. The disclosure was contained in a statement issued by the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation and signed by its Director of Press and Public Relations, Bawa Mokwa. According to the statement, the total sum of 2.036 trillion naira being March 2026 Federation accounts revenue has been shared to the federal government, states and the local government councils at the April 2026 FAC meeting held in Abuja. The 2.04 trillion distributable revenue comprised 1.32 trillion naira from statutory revenue, 515.39 billion naira from value-added tax and 200 billion naira as augmentation. The breakdown showed that the federal government received 789.16 billion naira, representing about 38.8% of the total pool, while states got 657.60 billion naira, about 32.3%, and local government councils received 468.83 billion naira, about 23.0%. Oil-producing states received 120.76 billion naira as their division, accounting for roughly 5.9% of the total. Meanwhile, the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission has said the ongoing review of Nigeria's revenue allocation formula has reached an advanced stage as it begins a nationwide data verification exercise to update the indices used in sharing revenue across the Federation. The disclosure was contained in a press statement by the Head of Information and Public Relations Unit of the Commission, Miriam Yusuf. Chairman of the Commission, Mohammed Shehu, was quoted in a statement saying, "The Commission is committed to ensuring that Nigeria's revenue allocation framework reflects the realities on the ground. Accurate data is the backbone of fairness, equity, and national cohesion. This nationwide exercise presents the determination to build a more transparent and responsive revenue distribution system that serves the interest of all Nigerians." He noted that the exercise was aimed at reviewing the factors and proxies used in the sharing of revenue among states and local government with a view to aligning allocations with current socioeconomic conditions. Meanwhile, Nigeria has attracted about $425 million in investment in 2025 for the establishment of its renewable energy manufacturing facilities as part of effort to scale up local production of solar panels and position the country as a regional hub for clean energy manufacturing in West Africa. The managing director of the Rural Electrification Agency, Abba Aliyu, disclosed this recently during a webinar organized by the African Association of Energy Journalists and Publishers, where he highlighted growing investor confidence in Nigeria's renewable energy sector. He said the investment reflects the impact of deliberate government policies designed to deepen local manufacturing and attract private capital into the sector. The federal government has announced plans to waive debts owed by domestic airlines to aviation agencies as part of measures to cushion the impact of the ongoing Jet A1 fuel crisis. Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, disclosed this during a high-level meeting in Abuja, convened to address the astronomical rise in the cost of Jet A1 fuel. The minister added that the president would also consider broader reforms to reduce the burden of multiple charges on domestic air travel. Also speaking at the meeting, Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of Air Peace, Alan Onyema, attributed the crisis in the aviation sector to the sharp increase in the price of aviation fuel, also known as Jet A1. And finally, on business news, the federal government is targeting a near doubling of its livestock industry to $74 billion over the next decade as part of broader effort to transform agriculture, improve food security, and stabilize the economy. The plan outlined at the 9th edition of the Vanguard Economic Discourse held at the Civic Center, Lagos, forms part of a national strategy to reposition agriculture as a driver of growth amid rising food inflation and deepening hunger. Speaking on behalf of the Minister of Livestock Development, E.D. Meha, the Special Advisor, Hostess Yayi, said the government had developed a 10-pillar livestock transformation plan aimed at expanding the sector's value from about $32 billion currently to $74 billion by 2035. Nigeria faces mounting pressure on its food systems with more than 25 million people at risk of acute food insecurity. According to estimates cited at the forum, food inflation has also remained above 30% in recent periods, eroding purchasing power and worsen poverty levels. And that's it on business news. Back to Dominic for the segment of the news.
Many thanks, Simiat, for the business update. And now to the foreign scene. Judges at the International Criminal Court, ICC, have confirmed all 3 counts of murder as crimes against humanity against former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte and committed him to trial. Meanwhile, a total of 518 people died in Tanzania from unnatural causes in the wake of widespread protests that followed last year's general election. The Commission of Inquiry set up to investigate the violence as announced. Details on the foreign scene.
Judges at the International Criminal Court, ICC, have confirmed all 3 counts of murder as crimes against humanity against former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte and committed him to trial. The judges on Thursday said there were substantial grounds to believe Duterte, 81, played a key role in the murders of 76 people and the attempted murder of 2 others as part of his so-called war on drugs, which prosecutors say killed thousands of civilians in the Philippines. Prosecutors have said Duterte created, funded, and armed death squad to kill suspected narcotics dealers and users when he was in power between 2016 and 2022. Duterte was arrested in the Philippines last year but denies the charges against him, insisting he instructed the police to kill only in self-defense. A total of 518 people died in Tanzania from unnatural causes in the wake of widespread protests that followed last year's general election. The Commission of Inquiry set up to investigate the violence as announced. However, Commission Chairman Mohammed Chande Othman did not say who was responsible for the deaths and recommended further investigations. Opposition parties and human rights groups had previously accused the security forces of unleashing a brutal crackdown on anti-government protesters. President Samia Suluhu Hassan was declared the winner of the 29th October poll with 98% of the vote, which the opposition described as a mockery of democracy. 2 trains have collided head-on on a level crossing northwest of Copenhagen, leaving 5 people critically hurt and 13 others with less serious injuries, medical officials say. The trains were traveling early on Thursday on a line linking the towns of Hillerød and Pagerup in the North Zealand area of northeast Denmark, with a total of 37 people on board, according to police. Tim Ole Simonsen of the Greater Copenhagen Fire Department was unable to say what led to the crash, but told Danish TV that all the injured had been taken to hospital by air or by ambulance. Local Mayor Surin Egeved said she was deeply shaken by the incident. And that's it on the foreign scene.
Sports News says next on our lineup after this break.
We're glad to know you're still there. FIFA has no plans to replace Iran with Italy at this summer's World Cup, according to sources, after the switch was proposed by U.S. President Donald Trump's special envoy. There has been ongoing uncertainty over Iran's participation in the tournament because of the war with U.S. and Israel. FIFA has no plans to replace Iran with Italy at this summer, according to the sources. This has been ongoing, this uncertainty, for a while. And Spain forward Lamine Yamal will miss the remainder of Barcelona's season, but is expected to be fit in time for the World Cup. The 18-year And Manchester City ended Arsenal's 6-month stay on the Premier League summit and condemned Burnley to relegation with a laboured 1-0 victory at Tottenham on Wednesday. And lastly, Thunder star forward Julian Williams left Wednesday night